All right, folks, let's move on. Let's talk some more about this OPEC Plus cutting production and trying to raise prices. Joining us now is North Dakota Senator Mr. John Hoeven. Senator Hoeven, thank you ever so much. Senator, what's so interesting here, the Saudis have taken out, I don't know, the last 6 months, 8 months, about 5.5 million barrels per day. But oil prices have gone down, not up. And I find that very interesting. Point number one, let me get your thinking on it. You're from an oil-producing state.
Well, I think it was in line with the conversation you just had with Kevin Haslett, and that is there's a softening of demand, and I think the Saudis, they like to have a Brent crude price somewhere between $86 and $88 a barrel. That lines up with their domestic spending agenda. And so I think they're looking at the same things that you just got done talking about. And so that, number one, and they do this, over the long term, they're very sophisticated at doing it, and they tend to be the swing supplier in OPEC Plus. So first, it's about keeping that price higher, and I think that's number one. But I think there's some other things going on here too, vis-a-vis their relationship with Iran and their perception of whether we're taking a strong enough position in the Middle East.
Well, that's the thing. All right, stable or higher oil prices helps Iran. Why did the Saudis want to help Iran? Iran hates the Saudi Arabia. So, I mean, the Houthis in Yemen are coming up and shall we say, crowding Saudi Arabia. The Saudis don't know that. The Saudis secretly probably want Israel to crush Hamas. Why would they want to help? And why wouldn't Joe Biden open the spigots here at home? Why aren't we doing 15 or 16 million barrels a day? That would take out all these countries, and we would have oil dominance again.
Well, you're exactly right. We're doing 13 million a day. We could be doing a lot more. It's not just an issue in the Middle East. It's an issue with Russia, right? In terms of that's where they're getting their revenue to prosecute their war against Ukraine. So you're 100% right. Energy is a huge part, not just of our national security, but of the geopolitical balance in terms of what's going on in the world. Both Russia and Iran are using it to their advantage. We're failing to do that, number one. We should be producing a lot more, as you just said. But here's the other thing. In the Arab world, they always bet on the strong horse. And you have to ask yourself the question, is Iran starting to hedge their bets? Or, excuse me, is Saudi starting to hedge their bets vis-a-vis Iran? Because they've seen where Iran's proxies have hit our forces in Iraq and Syria 74 or more times. We've fired back 4 times. We need to take a tougher stance so that Saudi says, okay, the U.S. is here, they're going to take care of business, and quit this kind of hedging their bets with Iran. You saw that when they normalized relations back in March, a China brokered deal, and now you've seen recent overtures from Saudi to Iran on cooperation. So again, we have to be very mindful of what's going on here.
Yes, sir. Appeasement never works, as you know, Senator John Hoeven. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you for helping us out today.